Hello everyone, you're welcome to the first video of Apidum coding tutorials. In this video, we are going to learn about HTML and basically introduction to HTML. So I hope this slide is looking good. I created this slide on my own. Okay, so firstly, we will start from, let's go to the next slide. So firstly, let's discuss about HTML. What is HTML? Don't you have any idea what is HTML? Yeah, I think you have because you are today's kids, or I think professionals even. So I know if you don't know even HTML, I mean, if you don't even know HTML, you have I think you have the slightest idea of what is HTML. Yeah, HTML is basically a programming language with which the websites are made. So by opening web browsers like Google, Edge, or Brave, or Mozilla Firefox, we see many websites daily by searching. Let's say we search Google on Google. So opening Google, we search Google. So we see many different. Let me show you the experiment. That's Google here. Here you can see many links. So this links redirect us to different sites or websites. So these websites are made of HTML. So our first question comes that what does HTML stands for? So before learning any concept, firstly we say if it's just the abbreviation of that. So firstly we say that what's its full form before starting to learn. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Is the it stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's basically it is the building blocks of a website, like bricks are the building blocks of our house. So this markup language is the building block of an HTML website. So why I'm calling it the building blocks, not the whole website. Let's open let's say Amazon.in. Let it open. Yeah, this is Amazon.in. So we're not saying that this whole website is made of HTML only. You know, HTML has its subsidiaries. I say subsidiaries. What are they? CSS and JS. Let me open the notepad, or let me open the Sublime Text. This is one type of editor. I will tell it to you. I will tell about this to you in the next video, which includes the I think the text editors of HTML. Okay, so this is a very good editor, and I use this to do every task. Means related to HTML. Okay, so this is the website, and firstly we learned it is made of HTML, which means Hypertext Markup Language. Clear? So it is made up of two different components, CSS and JS. CSS means cascading style sheets. JS means JavaScript. I think you have heard of JavaScript before, even if you don't know the language. I'm not telling you don't know the language. If you know the language, it's very good. And if you don't know the language, I think you have the slightest idea of what is JavaScript, because it's a very commonly heard language among all the people. So in this video, we are particularly going to learn about the introduction to HTML. So I'm saying that website is made of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now you may disagree with me and tell me how is it made of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Because we're told that websites are made of HTML. I want to know the functions. What are they? Well, telling the functions. So HTML are the building blocks. Let me show the example. So you see, I hope you can see my cursor. You see this website is very designed, and when clicking on the search button, searching for, let's say, I can't. That's a pain. I can't think of that. Yeah, that's a pain. Okay, searching for a pen gives me different pens, the whole collection. I'm not advertising any company. So opening, so this is something interactive. When clicking on this button, it's opening. This is something interactive. Well, now you see the beautiful design. That is the part of CSS. The interactivity is the part of JavaScript, and this design is a part of CSS. And so difficult to explain. What does HTML do here? Well, let's give the example of a house. A house is firstly done with bricks and cements, and let's say the full house with paint has been done. The paint has also been done. So now the turn of decorating the house. So this is the building block that the house is fully completed. This is the building block, and when we settle in the house, we just make the wash basin. We just bring a table. We buy a TV for our entertainment. We buy sofas for our guests to sit and for ourselves as well. We settle the kitchen. We include many things like slabs in kitchens and many things. That is the part of CSS. And JS, I think, can't be explained with the example of house and bricks. There we have to go with websites. So I hope you have understood what are HTML, what is HTML and CSS. So HTML is just a building block. Example, bricks of a house or the full house. We'll take both as examples. And cascading style sheets of CSS. We can take the example of decorating anything. Decorating anything is just like CSS, like decorating websites is CSS, and we can take the example of decorating anything like there is like a nails, means not my nail, a girl's nail. They were nail polishes. So this nail polishes are examples of CSS, and the nails are examples of HTML. And now the work of JavaScript. What is actually JavaScript? Now, I think you have noticed I told you something. When I search for pen, clicking on the search button gets me here. So, interactivity. So, with HTML and CSS, websites are of two types, static and dynamic. Static websites means websites which do not move, which do not move means we can at least scroll down, but websites which do not have any interactivity, like your portfolio website, we can just see your name, your profile, your grade, or anything you say, but we don't navigate to any other screen or like that. Some people also include interactivity in portfolio, but I'm talking about a very, 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 very simple portfolio. Okay. So that includes only HTML and CSS, or maybe only HTML, or maybe HTML or CSS. Okay, so it can include this too, but JS is very special. It gives function like a body parts. So this is my hand, this is my bone and my muscle. So a brain controls them and gives them a function like moving my hand is like JS. The brain is giving the instruction to my hand. That is JS. That is the part of JS. So I hope you have understood. Now, let's continue. Now, what is actually HTML? So friends, don't get irritated because we are not learning CSS and JavaScript. So I told you about CSS and JavaScript, but we're not going to learn CSS and JavaScript here. We're just going to learn HTML. So I think in the app also you have selected just HTML because there's only just HTML there. And these are just the subsidiaries by which we design or give interactivity. What is HTML? Let's go to the next slide. Well, the background is a binary, but don't think it is binary. It is complete HTML. Okay. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. I think I've told you this. The next part is HTML is the standard markup language for creating websites. So notice HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. Well, without HTML, we can't use Java for creating web pages. That would be silly. Don't you think? We can't use C++ for creating websites. We can't use any other languages like Dart, Swift, Python, etc. for creating web pages. We can only use HTML, which is the standard markup language. Markup language means HTML is the markup language. That is, you can see hypertext markup language. So from here we can get the information that HTML is a markup language, but it is the standard means it's the official markup language, we can say, for creating web pages. The official language for creating web pages. Simple. So just now we discussed that HTML is the it's just the fundamental concept of building web pages. Like it's the building blocks of web pages. So HTML describes the structure of a web page. I think here it is described better. I think here now you will understand that this is a web page and it's its structure. Here you can see PowerPoint. You can see the basic structures like buttons, like these things, this drop down menu. So decorating this is CSS, but this is the basic thing. The structure of this is web page. Think of Amazon, that website Amazon, without any CSS, not any colors, nothing, just HTML, only the HTML. That would look nice, but think of that as the structure. That is structure. Okay, so HTML consists of a series of elements. We will learn about that later. That H means on this video, on the later part, like I think on, I don't know which slide, I think on slide number 10, we will learn that. Okay, HTML consists of a series of elements. Like HTML, there's tags for HTML. Like we're writing HTML tag and /HTML tag, and in between we are writing those things. So those things are inside that, and those are known as, means those are not known as elements. Those means this HTML tag consists of a series of elements like p tag, which is known as the paragraph tag, the anchor tag, and many things, many things. To design some websites like Amazon, Facebook, or Google, we need many of HTML, and we need to work hard for creating that. Okay, so HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. So a browser is something like, we don't know anything. The browser don't know anything. Okay, so it's like a baby, the newborn baby who doesn't know anything. We have to give him or her instructions for let them learn new languages. Like they hear us saying something, so those are the instructions for them. Just like the instructions, they try to repeat those, and like that they learn new languages, right? Okay, so it gives instruction to the web browser, and the web browser shows that. So the specific instruction is given in different programming languages, which the browser, means which the computer decodes using the help of interpreters or compilers. Very important, interpreters and compilers. So you can see those digits, background digits, 010010. So this is binary digits on machine code, which the computer understands. Now HTML, angle bracket HTML, angle bracket close now /HTML. This, the computer does not understand this. But anyway, we have to learn this because only this type of code can be decoded by an interpreter. Now, I can't teach you codes like 01000111111001 like that. I can't teach you code like that. So for user friendly or for programmers friendly, this programming languages are created so that we human people at least can understand these languages. So that time also, I think there were some people who could understand these languages in binary, but I'm not sure. So don't ask me who knew that. So HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. Now next one, HTML elements label pieces of content such as this is a heading, this is a paragraph, this is a link, etc. So this line tells us that, let's go to Sublime Text. Suppose we're gonna write a paragraph here. So we are gonna use a tag for that, like this /p, and in between this. Okay, like that. And now let's go to the next slide. So now we have discussed about many theories, many theoretical things. Now let's do something practical. Means not something practical. Let's do the practical part of coding. A simple HTML means coding means the practical part. the theory is just to let you know before doing the practical. So the practical is the main part of code. A simple HTML document. So this is one example I'm giving to you in the next slide. So this is a very simple HTML document. This is, I think you know that this is one of the pictures of Sublime Text I took. I took the screenshot and placed it here. So a simple HTML document. So this is a very simple HTML document. This includes the doc type HTML tag, HTML. So you don't need to know anything here. You just read angle bracket, then I think exclamation mark, exclamatory sign, doc type HTML, angle bracket close, like that. HTML head, title, page title, slash head, body, and then H1, my first heading, slash H1. P, my first paragraph, full stop, P, body, HTML. So here, first, if you don't know HTML, you will not get the idea of what is written here. You just know that it's HTML, it's the HTML, it's head, it's title, it's body. But why are we giving angle brackets? So these are the tags. So explanation of for our last example. So this was our last example. I hope you saw it carefully. I'm pausing. I'm just doing like this. I'm just pausing the video for some seconds. You just pause the video for some second, and I'm pausing here for 5 seconds. So just see it carefully. You can also note it, and you can just pause the video and note it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's continue. This is the explanation for our last example. So point by point, let me write it again in Sublime Text. Let me go to the new file, example.html. This will come. Let's delete this. Okay, so this will be like this: page title, study, and my first paragraph. Okay, so now what will I do is that you will think how I did this. So this is it was not possible in Windows 10. I think most of you have Windows 10, but it is one new update of Windows. It is one new update of Microsoft that they are releasing Windows 11. So I have updated it to Windows 11, and this is one of the best features of Windows 11. I like it very much. I have used it here to compare both the slides together. Let's do it like that so we can see it clearly. Okay, so compare. So it's written that doc type HTML. You can see the tag here, this doc type HTML. So I've highlighted it. Now see, the doc type HTML declaration defines that this is this document is an HTML5 document. So we are talking, last time we were talking about HTML, and now we are talking about HTML5. What's the difference? HTML, like other things, like you released one product, it's your product, a product. So it's wearing off, it means that the version is not so good, and people want some new version. Then you give one update, like in apps too. If you release any app, we give updates to our app, constant updates to our app. We need that. We need to give updates to make the product better. In every update, we try to make the product better. So HTML was firstly invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee. This is one interesting fact. If you have any copy, just take the pen and please note it down, or you can store it in your mind as well. HTML HTML was invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee in the year 1993. I'm not sure. Let me check it for a second, because I'm thinking of it now as only. Let me check HTML. Yeah, 1993. I guessed it. I almost guessed it because I last saw it sometime I think some days ago I last saw it, and I just guessed it. Okay, good guessing. Okay, so there were several versions released after that, and I think it was 28 years ago. So it was written there, I think 28 years ago it was released. And after that, there were several versions released. Several versions released. So these versions, they were constantly trying to update the things. And what we are using now is the HTML5 version. The latest version is the HTML5 version. And this angle bracket, not semicolon, this angle bracket, what do you say, exclamation mark, and then capital letter doc type, and then small letter HTML, and then angle bracket close. So this thing indicates that this is an HTML5 document, not an HTML5, HTML5 document. So I don't know why it's written an HTML5 document. Okay. The HTML element. So you see at the HTML element, let's differentiate this from these things. This is the HTML element is the root element of an HTML page. What we are doing, what we are coding for, we are doing HTML. So this tag, so you see everything is covered with angle bracket, and you know when it is ended, when this tag is ended, you see /HTML. So this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. We will learn about that later. So these are tags. Just know that these are tags. So this HTML element. So these are called elements. These tags are called elements. So this HTML element, angle bracket HTML, angle bracket close. This element is the root element of an HTML page. It is the root element. Like you see one plant, its root is the main. If its root is just cut down, then what will happen? The plant will eventually die. Not eventually, at that moment, at that time it will die. Because it will not be able to absorb nutrients from the ground. So that is why root is considered as the main element of something. The root. So a plant, someone is the root of the plant. Means someone came up with the plant. Somebody came up with the plant. So he or she is the root of the plant. So this root and head are two terms which I use, like our head is the main thing, and we use head for the leader or something, the captain. And so these are the two terms, head and root. So these are two different terms because head stays at the top and the root stays at the bottom, anchoring everything. HTML element is the root element of an HTML page. Now I think you have understood what is the HTML element. Let's move to the head element. So we will learn about this all things in detail later. Later. So this head element, so this angle bracket head, angle bracket close, this element contains meta information about the HTML page. So what is the meta information? Like this is Google. No, we can't give the example with Google because it's itself a search engine. Okay, let's open Facebook.com. No, not Facebook.com. I don't want to show my personal data. Let's go to Google Play. Okay. So this is Google Play. So here you see this is called favicon. You see Google Play shows this small icon at the top. This is called favicon, and this Android apps on Google Play. And different things, different data, isn't it? There are different information. These are called metadata. So that is why it's telling that it is the meta information. It is the meta information about the HTML page. This contains information like the title. You see here, it's the title tag. This contains the title and the favicon. These things it contains. Okay, now let's study about the title tag. The title, which is the angle bracket title angle bracket close element, specifies a title for the HTML page, which is shown in the browser's title bar or in the page tab. So this is the title element. This shows the page title. Now we will continue with that. So that's the title elements. It's very important for us because you see, while opening any page, it gives the basic information to the web page about what type of website is it. So while opening anything, you first the head loads. You see, when the internet is slow, you will observe this. If the internet is super fast, then blah blah blah, everything loaded. Okay, so when the internet is somewhat slow, not fully very slow, like moving like a snail, 1, 2, 3, not like that. When the internet is not very fast, so then you can observe that the head loads the first. So you see that the head shows one loading icon, one circular loading icon. It loads and loads and loads. So firstly, you will see the head will load, the title tag will load, the favicon will load. So you will think that this data is smaller, that's why it's loading. No, it's not. This head part. So the thing that means the elements that stays in the head tag loads first, and then the body tags loads. So that's what its features. So that's what its main feature is like. So it contains all the meta information about, and the title tag contains the uh, title, means it contains the title of the web page. So opening Facebook or Amazon, we see Amazon or Facebook. So that's how we know what website is that. So it's by its domain name all the time. By its domain name, we can't open that. Means we can't get the name of that. Like let's say 123.com. I'm just telling. Don't open this website because I don't know if it's something or not. So 123.com, I'm opening that. So we can so the name of the website can be Apidom, or let's say blah blah blah, anything. It can be anything, 123.com. Opening that, all the time domain name does not give us the information about the name of the website. So at the top you will see that in the title. Now I think I have shown you that while opening this, you see your Android apps and Google Play. Like that it shows. Every time it shows. Now the part of the body element. You see, while writing a letter, you first write what you're writing about to the friend, like the subject. That is like the title. The title about what you are writing. And the body, you see, when you write the body of any essay or say any letter, you write the body. So that's the body. It contains all the main information. So let's read what's written here. So body, the sign of body is angle bracket, left angle bracket, body, and then right angle bracket or angle bracket close. The body element defines the document's body and is container. It's a container. It's holding everything. Say 20 biscuits. It's holding the 20 biscuits. Not 20 biscuits here. So we can say 20 tags. It's holding all the 20 tags. So the body element defines the document's body and is a container for all the visible contents such as headings, paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, tables, lists, etc. So there are many types of elements like lists, tables, hyperlinks, images, paragraphs, headings, and there is no end. There are many, many, many. So with all these elements, it can be included in the body. So it holds all the elements. It's a container, and it will show all the element in the bottom part, in the bottom section. So now I think we have also used this H1 and P elements. So let's highlight these two together. So the H1 element, so let's run this thing. Then I think you will understand what is it. Then you will tell me what is it. What did you saw? Compare the code. So this H1 includes my first heading, which is the heading 1, which is the largest heading. And this paragraph tags include my first paragraph. So you compare it. It is the paragraph. The paragraph tags includes any paragraph, and the H1 tags includes the largest heading. So it's like the H1 element defines a large heading. It's the largest heading. There are 7 H tags from H1 to H7. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, H7. So this defines headings. So as the number goes, we always think that as the number goes, the size increases. No, the size decreases here. The H1 tags includes the largest heading, and the H7 tag includes the smallest heading. So now this P element defines a paragraph. Okay, so it defines a paragraph, and of what size I don't know. I think 18 pixels. It defines of 18 pixels. I'm not sure again. So the speed tag defines a paragraph, any paragraph. So here, if you write hello, hello, I'm sorry, hello, hello, and if you save it, and if you read on it, you'll see hello, hello in the same line because it's in the same paragraph. Now copy this and transfer the hello, hello here and remove the my first paragraph. Sorry, the hello, hello from here and transfer the hello, hello to here. You see, those are in different lines. So those are two different paragraphs. So different paragraph tags means different paragraphs. So now let's move to the next slide. So now I think I have told you all the things about an HTML element. I don't think you have any confusion of what is an HTML element, but still we will see what I have done. I've made. So what is an HTML element? An HTML element, so this is just a definition, just see it as a definition and just try to understand if something is not clear. So an HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content and an end tag. I think you have understood. An HTML element is defined by a start tag, then some content and then some end tag. So example is that, let's open box here. Let's open a new file here. And now you see, this is one tag. I'm not doing anything. This is one tag. So this is the tag and this is the content. So this is a tag, and this is slash tag. Slash tag is used to end the tag. So here you can see angle bracket, tag name means it's written tag name here because tag name is not a tag. Tag name, it's just saying that if the tag name is P for paragraph, you can write P here instead of tag name. You just replace the tag name with P. And you can just replace the slash tag names, the slash tag name with slash. So it's telling that I have to write like that. So firstly starting angle bracket, then tag name, then ending angle bracket, and then the content goes here. It means the content stays here. This is the place of the content, and then slash tag. So that doesn't mean that the part I'm writing, I want to make it bolder. I'm writing it in paragraph tag. I will write it in H1 tag. And the part which I have to do like a paragraph, that I will write in the P tag. So that that all does depend on functions. Means what it will do. The P tag will make it look like a small paragraph. Yeah, we can style it. We can make the P tag even look like H1 tag. The H1 tag's functionality is to make the text look like the heading one, the biggest heading. Now, an interesting topic, web browsers. So it's just a one slide. We all know what a web browsers are. We all know. Even from the kids of nursery, lower KG and upper KG, from those kids to old people, they all know what these are. These are web browsers because those people are of today. They are of this generation and not of the previous generation. This is web browsers. Everyone knows about that. You see the icons? I think I don't need to tell you, have identified it. This is Google. This is Microsoft Edge. This is Mozilla Firefox. And this is, I think, some of you don't know it. This is Brave. This is a newly launched browser, I think. This is Google, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, and Brave. So I'm not advertising it, but it is a newly launched browser. And so this all are 4 browsers, and we all use it in our daily life to not only this browsers, we can even use other browsers. There are even other browsers. So these are the most commonly used browsers. So I searched from Google and got this data. So these are the most commonly used browser which we use to browse. So so the web browser, why are we including web browsers in the HTML class? So this web browsers run our program. Like we are programming HTML. So what is the web browser going to do with that? When we give the instruction to the web browser plays it. It's like creating the video and playing it with the player. Without the video player, we can't play the CD. We got a CD, we made a CD, and without a video player, we can't play the CD. So this is like the video player. The web browsers just they take in the instructions and they process the output. These are like the machines. We have created the whole input. We are gonna push it there, and it is just going to process for a fraction of seconds, and it is going it is showing us the output in the form of a beautiful or ugly website. I don't know if it's beautiful or ugly. If it is designed uglily, then it's ugly, and if it's designed beautifully, then it's beautiful. Okay, so I told you there are different versions of HTML. So since the early days of the World Wide Web, so www means World Wide Web, which we use before. You saw when we are opening Google, we are typing www.google.com. When we are opening Facebook, we are typing www.facebook.com. Like this, every time we have to type www. So what does this www stand for? Stands for this is World Wide Web. This is the whole thing which is connected with the whole internet. This is the whole internet. This is all the data which is online. So let's learn about the HTML history. Since the early days of the World Wide Web, there have been many versions of HTML. So you can see in the year 1989, the version's name was Tim Berners-Lee invented www. No, not the version's name was not Tim Berners-Lee. Don't confuse it with that. The version's name was not Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee invented www, which means World Wide Web. In 1991, Tim Berners-Lee invented HTML. I don't think I have to tell you the full form now because you know that hypertext markup language. So you see the rapid change, the rapid development. You can see the chart. The rapid development. In 1993, Dave Raggett, I think I have pronounced the name already. Dave Raggett drafted HTML+. In 1995, HTML working group defined HTML 2.0. In 1997, W3C recommendation, I think they invented that, HTML 3.2. In 1999, W3C recommendation invented HTML 4.01. In the year 2000, W3C recommendation invented XHTML 1.0. So these are the different versions, but that does not mean we have forgot the previous version. We have the previous versions and we also code in the previous version. But we people like we just go with the trends. What is the latest product? We buy that because if we get two products like a new phone and a phone which was used 5 or 6 years ago, the price of which one will be greater? The phone which came just now, means not just now, which is in the trends, that the price of that will be greater, and many people will buy it because they can show their friends, hey, you see, I have bought a new phone which just came in the market, so they can show off like that. That's why people like to buy the latest product. So in 2008, what WG? I think I have pronounced it right. WG, HTML5 first public draft. So I didn't understand. I think what WG. So friends, I think you have also understood that what WG produced HTML5 first public draft. And in 2012, what WG produced HTML5 living standard. And in 2014, W3C recommendation produced again those W3C recommendation. They produced HTML5. You saw, I told you that HTML5 is the latest version. Yeah, HTML 5.2, but that's still HTML5. That's the 5th version of HTML. So I think we use HTML 5.2. In 2016, W3C candidate recommendation. So this recommendation is not leaving us. W3C candidate recommendation produced HTML 5.1. That's a new version of HTML5. In 2017, oh my God, 2 developments in the year 2017. In the same year, 2 development of HTML. So again, those 2 development were done by W3C recommendation. I don't know who are they. They produced first HTML 5.1, second edition. Oh, second edition, and then HTML 5.2. They don't want to waste versions like that. So they are good to save it for future. So friends, that's the end. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please like it and please do subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching it. Bye-bye.